哟，大家好，我是小马。今天我们在伦敦，一大早准备去伦敦最出名的海鲜市场 Billingsgate Fish Market。现在差不多10点，如果想买到新鲜的海鲜，4点就得出门，所以我决定了，睡什么睡，起来嗨
！4点了，再不走买不到海鲜了。
于是开门的时间早，气温湿冷，无论什么季节，一件厚外套必不可少。忙时人多拥挤，地板又湿，一双防滑的鞋子可以全力助攻你的抢购。许多商家只收现金，也需要提前取好。装备完毕，准备出发。看 Billingsgate Fish Market 就在那边，不用排队，太好了。我先逛一逛，等我朋友来，好戏正式开始。哦，你知道我刚看到什么吗？鲨鱼，你看，Spanish tentacles， 像 udon noodles， 你听一下，10磅1 kg，9 kg， so that's like 100磅。This reminds me of Chef Anthony. If we get a crab today, I'm naming it Chef Colin. 哦，你看这个虾好，1 kilo 30. Could I have 6 scallops, please? And then 1 bag of mussels, please. Thank you. 哎，打了1磅折。哎，来了。I'm coming now. We're coming now. Right, this is Chef CJ.
I've been teaching about fish since the beginning of the 1980s. I'm going to expand your seafood knowledge today. Do you like whelks? I think they're delicious.
I've had river snails before.
Okay, well they are a little bit like that. They're a sea snail. These are in brine. Just wash it and just boil it and then pull it out of the shell. You can see they're not very expensive, so they're very good protein.
In China, there's a cold dish of them with like woody and mushrooms, chili oil, sesame.
Oh, it sounds glorious. These little crayfish.
These are very popular in China. We call them little lobsters.
Well, we have a thing called a signal crayfish here, which was brought over from America, and it's rather taken over our river system.
Yeah.
But I have a few Chinese friends who fish for these in a little river near my house. Look at these, lovely quality. Squid is probably one of the most consumed fish globally because every sea and ocean has a species of it. I'm sure the Chinese eat a lot of it actually. And it's just like sea chicken. That is a langoustine, also called Dublin Bay prawn, a scampi. And if you go fishing for them in Scotland, they just call them prawns, or naprops, which is a Latin name. Absolutely delicious.
How does it compare to a tiger prawn?
In a league of its own. Now these are farmed prawn. For my mind, it's got a nice sweet flavour. That is still my favourite.
Okay.
But I'm going to have a slightly bigger bank balance. This is my favourite, brill. It's closely related to turbot. The eyes are towards the left side and the mouth is open on the right. So they're known as a sinistral or left-handed fish.
There's a Chinese saying, 左平右碟, so it's the same for like the left-handed and right-handed.
I need to learn that. This is a Dover sole. If you go from head to tail, it's smooth, and then from tail to head, it's like a cat's tongue. Can you see it's producing a lot of roe at the moment? When these fish produce roe, the fish gets a bit skinny. That's beautiful. But you see where my thumb is? There's a yellow line. It tells you it's a lemon sole. It's got smooth skin. You want it to be able to kiss its tail, and then the skin comes off really easily. When you're looking at bivalve mollusks, whether in a double or hinge shell, you've had your oysters, you've got mussels, and you've got these. With a mussel, when you tap it, it closes gently.
Yeah.
These, when they're very fresh, can be really feisty. Well, we had one lady who was looking at it like this, and it snapped shut on her nose. But you just be careful because they will snap shut very quickly. I'm going to put some mussels into my one pot. Brown edible crab. What they do with them here is they clip the claws, and you be careful. There's enough power in there to break bones, so you need to be careful. These will be nicked. I'm going to buy one for you.
Chef Colin at the Cordon Bleu told me to always name your crab. Can we call it Chef Colin?
Yeah, we could.
Chef Colin, so nice of you to join us. Never had one.
What?
Dressed crab.
You haven't? Max, you have no idea. This is a brown edible crab, which
Yes.
is a bucket loads of them around the UK. And this one is a cock crab. This is the apron, is very slim. The claws are much bigger and you've got a much flatter shell. White meat, first of all, which is going to come from the claw, is I would use those as garnish. And then take this out. Now this is the purse. I'm going to put my thumb underneath there, or lever that out. So the first thing I want to get rid of, the gills or lungs, putting my thumb on the mouth and just gently pressing. is it takes away the stomach, which is that piece there. All the rest in there is lovely brown meat.
Can I borrow some?
Yeah, absolutely. Sweet. So can you see that natural line along there? Come loose. Gently snap. I'm going to put that in the middle and you can use it in a minute. Now, I'm going to use a mallet. One. What's she singing? If I've got a shell in there, I can hear it bouncing again.
Chalmer.
In those chambers, you're still going to get quite a lot of meat.
So if I bought a crab from the market, how long do I keep it alive and how would I do that?
I would keep it in a bowl at the bottom fridge, no water, cover it with a damp cloth to keep it cool. Try cooking it within 24 hours. Once it's cooked, it's going to have a 3 or 4 day shelf life on it. Okay, a typical, iconic British coastal dressed crab. So I'm doing ceviche. I've got scallop and razor clams in there. What I'm going to do is take out the main muscle from there, very, very finely slice it. Also taken the roe off the scallops. For this, you can only use the muscle. You don't want to eat the roe raw.
Is that lime juice?
That's lime juice all over that. And I'm going to top that with an herby and olive oil dressing. Grated lime, lime juice, and lots of chilli in there. Little sprinkling of honey, dill, parsley, a bit of tarragon actually. Leave it in there for about 20 minutes. And that's just such a nice starter. For my dish, I'm going to do a one pot, which is my langoustine, mussels, hake, the squid, my razor clams. So I think just for good fish preparation, you need a decent knife and a decent pair of scissors. Some lovely langoustine, we'll steam them whole. Got some lovely fresh squid here. This has been harvested in Scotland. This is the ink sac. No, we don't want to pop that. Cut the eyes off, and I want to make sure that I've removed the beak, which is there.
Yeah.
It's the mouthpiece. Trim off the tentacles because they've got the suction pads on there and they tend to be a bit gritty. Putting my thumb in between the fins, gently peel those away, and then I'm going to peel off the membrane. You've got a modified shell, so I'm going to pull that out. And then you wonder where we get the idea for writing, because you've got the quill and you've got the ink. You just need to gut it and just open it out flat. Now, having done that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to score it. It helps get the heat into the middle of it very quickly. We grow loads and loads of mussels in the UK. We also harvest a lot of wild mussels. When you buy them, always keep them in a bag, because if you open them out and put them on a tray, they die in double quick time because they like being in that sort of closed environment. I'm going to pull that out. And then as soon as I've done that, the mussel closes. That one is pretending it's dead. It's not, because I've seen it move.
Press them a couple times and see if they're shot.
They will. So all I'm going to do here is open up that and just scrape it away. Where are my razor clams? I've got some in here. I'm actually going to put these straight into my barrade. I've got a little bit of rapeseed oil, 2 chopped shallots, a little bit of fennel seed, saffron, more expensive than gold, very, very delicate scent, Madras curry powder, a bit of grated orange zest, so you take off the colour off the orange, not any of the pith. Bubbling away nicely, and then I'm going to add my spices to that. Be very careful they don't scorch. 2 or 3 minutes in total for this. Splash of wine. You need to evaporate that off to add my shellfish stock. The only thing I haven't added to this, which I won't do until later, is salt and pepper. When you cook your mussels, they may well throw out quite a salty liquor. So I'm always very careful not to over-season this at this stage. Put them in cold water now and they'll close. First thing for mine to go in here then is my langoustine. Mussels. So I trap in the steam and I'll let those bubble away for a few moments. Are you ready for the big reveal? All nicely cooked. I'm also going to make room for my hake. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. The razor clams will take a minute, so I'm going to pour this in here. Garlic mayonnaise is going to go in. Just adding my aioli, and I'm going to put it back on the heat. I'm going to add the squid to it. Well,
how do you know when this squid is cooked?
It goes white. So here's my sauce, all over the top. That's one of my favourite dishes.
Should we just go with ceviche?
It's a lovely sweet flavour, isn't it?
Very, very delicate. I really like your sauce. The flesh is sweet.
And soft. And it's lost its translucency.
The acid cooks it.
Yeah.
Do you want to try my scallop now?
Yes. Oh, it smells glorious. Do you know, using chopsticks, it slows eating down. It's much better because you get fuller quicker. Delicious.
The scallop's so sweet, and then the spicy and garlic.
Yeah, and the heat and garlic and everything else. Very nice, perfectly cooked. I'm only going to ever cook scallops like that yet again. Delicious.
That is a big statement.
You've got all those flavours in there, you can still taste the scallop. So what is the word delicious?
How?
How?
True.
True.
There you go, perfect.
How to. So I'm going to take a langoustine out and I'm going to just pull off the head and then pinch the tail. So
Right,
you can hear
I'm
it
going to
cracking.
copy you it. Langoustine.
Yeah, very good.
It's more tender than a prawn.
Yeah, prawns are quite rubbery. And there's some very nice mussels in here. So they're nicely cooked in the shell and not shrunk.
Oh wow. The squid is like melts like butter, and I love the fennel. It reminds me of a Chinese spice blend.
And there's a little bit of paper at the top.
It's like more dense than a cod.
Yeah, I think it's got a sweeter flavour.
Yeah. This is amazing. You've cooked everything individually perfectly. My favourite out of here is the langoustine tail meat, and I don't know if I like the squid or the hake more.
But this is all good British product. So this has got that egg in. Is that a very traditional ingredient?
Yeah, I heard of mooncakes. In the middle of a mooncake they'll have
A salted egg yolk.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Woohoo! I'm going to go back and watch all your videos now and learn a bit more about Chinese cooking.
I'd like to teach you a Chinese dish at some point in the future. If you
Oh, I'd
are down
love
to
it.
do that, yeah.
I'd like something really authentic.
他们告诉我 what should I tell her? It's been an amazing morning that we've had. I feel like I've been awake for 2 days and it's not even 12 o'clock yet.
No, I know.
Tried a lot of new things today actually.
Excellent.
And I'm happy you liked what I prepared for you.
Oh, I loved it.
So now I'm gonna go and sleep.
And I'm going to ask if that's got anybody's name on it.
Right, and with that, 别忘了点赞、关注、留个评论。I love you guys. 下次再见，拜拜。我们起得比海鸥都早，现在一只海鸥没有。
Well, I probably eat Chinese at least twice a week. Wonton soup, salt and pepper squid.
Oh.
Oh, the same for me. It's a tofu dish, which is delicious. Right. I've eaten the other ones because it was scallops in a lovely, spicy, just the sort of food you'd really enjoy.